All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 754. I'm your host, Cheapy here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who doesn't even know if he can use the term JRPG or not, Wombat.
Hello.
Do you know
Am
if
I
you
supposed
can,
to use?
do you know?
I don't. Oh,
You don't know?
JRPG.
You don't know? That's offensive now.
Oh, okay.
You can't use that.
I won't say it.
You missed the discourse today.
I did. I missed all of it, I guess. I was too busy doing other things.
Like what?
Working? We'll say working.
No, really though.
Working?
On that Fortnite season pass?
On that? No, I finished that like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Working on Elliot's season pass?
No, I finished that. Actually, I'll finish that tomorrow.
Oh my God. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. It is.
That is a lot. So what's been going on?
Actually, I thought you would enjoy this story, and B, I'm very curious to know how you would react in the situation. This is one of those.
Interesting.
So if you hate the story, it's because I just oversold it now. But
I'm assuming that I'm going to just go ahead and assume that you acted incorrectly. But let's see how we do.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, in between since our last show, I went to the movies. The movie that I saw, we'll discuss in a little bit. That's not the purpose of the story.
It was Ant-Man.
It was Ant-Man. At one point,
the ants are part of the experience. You can't complain about the ants.
No, I had to get up and pee.
Okay.
So I did. I go and I pee, but I was enjoying the film, so I wanted to hurry back. And I'm moving quickly back into the theater. And as I turn the corner into this pitch black theater, someone else turned the corner at the exact same time.
Oh my God.
And hit me full speed collision.
Wow. Is this like when the bike hit you?
I had a bruise here and here for a week.
Oh my shit.
And
how was the other guy though?
The other guy was fine.
Right.
Was not hurt. No one was seriously hurt. I only really probably got bruised because of the glasses.
Right.
The problem was the person I hit was an autistic teenager.
Oh my God.
And I felt like the worst person.
But nothing bad. He didn't flip out or anything.
He didn't flip out, but he like freaked out a little bit. And I felt terrible. I think it was more the shock than anything else.
Right.
And his parents came over and were like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. God. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And they were like, no, it's not your fault.
Right.
And I was like, but it doesn't mean I don't feel terrible. Right. And then I just went back to my seat, but I could feel my face was throbbing for like 3 days.
So did you learn your lesson that you should pee before the movie starts?
I did. I just had to pee again. I don't know.
You'd be drinking too much at the movie, maybe.
I drink too much in general. But yeah, that was my story.
Oh my God.
It was in the dark. The getting smacked at full speed
in the dark
when you're not expecting it
sounds tantalizing.
It's like nightmare fuel. There.
You were you were actually in the theater at that point?
I opened the door, walked into the theater, and there's like a wall between the seats.
Why was the kid going the other way?
This way, when the doors open, light doesn't shine in.
Same reason Wombat was coming back this way.
He had to go pee.
Out to go pee, I'm sure.
He was probably, exactly.
Oh, he probably needs a chaperone, though, I feel.
There was part of me that would say in the dark in that situation, a chaperone probably would have been a good idea.
Oh, I meant for you.
Oh, for me, yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, for me too. But it was quite startling.
Do you think when the kid got back to his seat, he told his parents, "Hey, I just ran into an autistic middle-aged guy"?
Probably said that exact same. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I hope he's okay. He seemed to be freaking out a lot.
I can't believe he has children.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So were you able to enjoy it? Well, we'll talk about the movie later.
We'll talk about the movie later, but
there's no way. How could I have handled that situation? Like, how could anyone handle that situation any better than you did?
That's what I was just saying. I appreciate the affirmation.
You could have given the kid like a couple bucks, maybe.
Yeah,
buy some treats.
I will say this: when we were leaving the theater,
yeah,
I made sure to go out of my way to go a different way. Like I didn't want to.
Wait,
like,
that's not nice.
Wait, that wasn't the path I thought you were going to go.
Right.
I
didn't want to. No, I just wanted to
make
avoid.
sure he was okay while you left. The
I
theater.
could tell. I saw them get up and leave, and I saw that he was fine, and I'm like, I don't want to further.
Or a nice gift
come.
card to the movie theater. Would be nice.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm just avoiding.
You just crossed the
confrontation.
street. Interesting.
But I did. I had like a nice bruise.
Yikes.
Right there.
I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was
That's
interesting.
Yeah. Right. Oh my.
So what's new with you?
So wait, hold on. So now the movie's in progress when this happens?
The movie had not ended yet. Yes.
So then you just like you have, this, accidental assault, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so you go back to your seat and you say something to your family who's watching the movie, or no, you don't say anything.
As I walked past my wife, and I said, "You won't believe what just happened to me. I'll talk to you later. Is my face bleeding?"
She probably hears that a lot, though.
Yeah, and I wasn't. Shockingly enough, my face was not bleeding. There was no bloody nose. It felt like my nose was bleeding, which was even weirder.
Right.
Like I could feel, like, because I guess just the throbbing of your face after the hit. But
all right, this is why I don't go to the movies anymore. That and disease.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What can you do?
I have a story that you'll appreciate too, and part of the story, but you don't know the best part of the story.
Okay.
So while we were off around 9:00 at night, I happened to be walking past my front door, and I see outside on the doorway is a bag from the sub shop. What's it called? Uncle John's? Not Uncle John's. Mikey's.
Jersey Mike's. Yeah. Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's. I've never been to Jersey Mike's before, but there's apparently some food sitting on my door. I take it inside.
That's how they're advertising now.
What's that?
That's how they're advertising
drop some
now.
food off at your house. Obviously, I didn't order it. I look at the receipt on it, and it's the only information on there is where it's coming from, which is the Jersey Mike's, and their phone number. I call them up. It's closed. They close at 9. No one answers. There's nothing you can do. It's just I look in the bag. It's a giant fucking sandwich.
That's what it's called in the menu, actually.
No, it was the number 13 with Shipwreck.
Yeah, it's a giant.
But it's like the Italian sandwich, right?
The number 13 is the Italian, yes.
Right.
You
the giant
can get Mike's
size.
way.
Yes. So I told Ship and Wombat about it in our little text message chat, and Wombat I seemed like very excited about it, but I just ate dinner, and so I really had no purpose for it, and I couldn't even throw it out really because I don't want a big ass sandwich sitting in my fucking garbage can until the next garbage pickup. So I just put it in the refrigerator. Maybe I'll eat it for lunch the next day. Who knows? Maybe I didn't even look at the sandwich. I didn't even know what it was.
It's a good sandwich.
So the next day, Ty is home because it's break. And Mrs. Cheapy's at work, and I'm like, hey, maybe we could eat the sandwich for lunch, and we don't have to go. And, the sandwich doesn't go to waste, and we don't have to leave the house. So I open the sandwich up, and it looks great. It's like the Italian sandwich, like looks really nice. It's fucking giant though. Of course, I'm like, Ty, you eat half, and I'll eat half. I eat
Which
half.
is still a lot of sandwich. Half
and
of a giant is a lot of sandwich.
Yes, and it was too spicy. I had to take off whatever the spicy meat was because it was.
I think it's the capicola, or however you say that.
It's
got the peppers
it was
on
red.
the outside of it, right?
I took that out because I felt like it was gonna give me the shits. I took that out, and Ty takes a bite of the sandwich, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna eat this." He's like, "I'm gonna go get something else," and he's out. So now I have this other half a sandwich, but I don't want to throw it out in the garbage can because it's just going to be, it's a kind of smelly, Italian sandwich. So I'm like, let me just put it down my garbage disposal. And that's how a sandwich cost me $500.
Oh, no.
Now it's only.
Oh, no.
Now, in theory, my theory is that we haven't confirmed that it was the sandwich.
It was the sandwich.
Of course it was a sandwich.
You tried to put an enormous.
No. It was only half.
Your...
It was a half a sandwich, and I took it, I took it apart and stuff. And I've had that disposal for like a long time, and it grinds it up.
Next time, take the meat out of the sandwich.
It wasn't that much meat. It wasn't that much. No, I'm not doing that. What's the point of having a garbage disposal if it diced
and then you make a really nice omelet with the sandwich meat.
It didn't fuck up the garbage disposal. Maybe it did nothing. Maybe it's just a complete coincidence that this happened at the similar time.
Sounds like it, yeah.
But But the garbage disposal was working fine, but the pipe got clogged down like later in the house. Like, you know.
Even the pipe was like, I don't want Jersey Mike's.
Exactly. That's like, well, this is my theory. And so like the plumber came and I told him my theory and he's like, yeah, maybe. And he's got his snake, but apparently his snake isn't long enough. And he has to.
I know all about that.
You know this guy? You've worked with him? You dated him before?
Uh-huh.
So I had to call a second plumber. And that's when we're getting close to the $500 range. Yeah, he had a 75-foot snake, which is what we needed for this job.
That's sometimes you need a 75-foot snake.
And I asked him, could it have been the sandwich? And I didn't really get a straight answer. We wound up talking about a lot of other things besides the clogged pipe. But for the purposes of this show, it was the sandwich that caused.
I think it was the sandwich.
$500 plumbing bill.
How did your plumbing handle it? Like, this was your first Jersey Mike's
experience? It was fine. It wasn't that, like, a half of that sandwich isn't that much. And I took off, like I said, I took off the spicy meat. And I don't know. It's mostly bread, I feel.
Did it not have, like, the oil and vinegar?
It wasn't too much, though. I didn't feel. Like, seemed like a reasonable amount. But maybe not. Maybe it was all soaked in there and it clogged my pipes.
I've never had a Jersey Mike's sandwich. I wouldn't know.
Really?
It was fine. It was better than Subway. I would say it was better than Subway.
Oh, it's miles better than Subway.
Yeah.
We have a really good deli around the corner from here.
I'm sure that's better. I'm sure that's a lot better.
Yeah. The
Jersey
mom and
Mike's
pop.
it's not bad. Like, I
that's my plumber.
A good deli sandwich. I get that. But Jersey Mike's is pretty good.
Right. It's nice. And now our new sponsor, Jersey Mike's and local plumber.
And Roto-Rooter.
They have a 2-for-1 combo. So they send the guy over 45 minutes later after dinner. All right.
So did you get a new garbage disposal, or are you still?
No, the garbage disposal's fine. I said
fine.
It was fine. Just the pipe later down got clogged. So in theory, what could have happened? I Googled this. What could have happened was that the bread gets broken down, but it absorbs water, and if you don't,
it congealed later on down your pipes.
If you don't flush it out enough,
ran out of flow.
If I didn't use enough water to flush it down, apparently, which is possible.
Yeah.
So what's the moral of the story? Just throw the sandwich out. When the free food comes, just throw it out, basically.
I think the moral of the story is every time anyone eats a sandwich, they should be sure to drink a bottle of water immediately afterwards.
Right, a lot of water. For 30 seconds, at least.
Drink a lot of water after you eat a sandwich.
Oh. I did pour Drano down there, Panthers, in the chat. I did. It did not work. Trust me. You don't think I fucking tried to pour Drano before I knew I had hundreds of dollars in plumbing bills coming my way? Come on, man. I've ridden this horse before. I know the drill. And it always ends with, here's what it always ends with. A lot of water and the Drano and me calling the plumber. So everything smells like chemicals and the plumber has to come. And
the plumber knows you have no idea what you were doing.
Yes. And I explained to him, sorry that I now have this pool of toxic water that you have to wade through to do your job.
Nice.
And he knows, he takes one look at me. He knows I'm not good with tools.
Yeah. I spent some money as well this week since the last show.
Yes.
So I think I've talked about it before. Like I've put some of the Lutron Casada switches, the smart switches in around my house.
You got me to buy one.
And I had done about half of the house by myself, right? Like I'd installed them, and then just kind of slowed to a halt on the rest of the house because like my kids are like, it takes me a while to switch these out. And it's not
like the most tense thing you can do as a homeowner is to like fuck with a light switch in a room. I think
it's just a lot of like going up and down, make sure you get the right breakers off, and like trying to keep the kid, like they're not going to touch it, but at the same time you're like, don't touch any of this while this is out. And they're, of course, when you say that, they're just like constantly like hovering around you while you're trying to do this.
Right.
And so like I'm finally like, all right, I have about half of the switches I need. I just need to get them installed. So I'm going to call a electrician to come out and just finish these up. And so he came out and did the quote. He's like, are you going to buy them or do you want us to buy them? He's like, there's going to be a markup, obviously, when we buy them. So I'm like, no, I can buy them. I've ordered them off Amazon before. I'll just order the rest off Amazon. So he's like, okay, just call me when they come in. And so like 2 days later, I'm like, okay, it's Amazon. They're here. Like I open it up, it's 2-3 packs of these, like and then so he comes out, he starts working on stuff, like preparing stuff, and then he opens up the boxes, and these are still sealed boxes that came, and opens up the first box. Should have been like $175 worth of smart switches in there, a pack of baby wipes. Just a pack of baby wipes. Open up the second box, same exact thing. And so I've got $350 worth of baby wipes that somebody has returned in the guise of smart switches from Amazon. So then it's like, I'm like, okay, well, it's Amazon. They deal with this all the time. They're just going to they're going to credit my account because they can look at my account and see that like I'm not like
scammer,
like I'm not frauding them, like I've spent enough money there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't, I'm trying to do the online chat stuff, and like none of the options are coming up to like hey,
I've been scammed.
Right,
The old baby wipe scam.
Right. The baby wipe scam was not one of the pre-built options. And so like I have to like get the person, right? Like I'm like, no, I need to chat with an individual, and I'm still doing like the online chat thing, whatever. And so I'm like, I'm just like explaining the situation, and they're like, okay, let me get this right. Like this happened, you didn't get the right thing. And I'm like, yeah, and they're like, was the box damaged at all? I'm like, no, the box looked 100% fine. Like
that's crazy.
They knew how to open the box up and stick something in there and then seal the box back up. It's not rocket science.
Yeah,
like
there's probably a way to do that.
Right. And so they're like, okay, that's fine. We can give you money back. How do you want it? Do you want an Amazon credit or back on your payment? I'm like, back on my payment. It's like, okay, well, that'll go back once you've returned those. And I'm like,
really? You want those?
Really? You want these back?
It's not. I mean, clearly that's a scam that somebody pulls.
Yes.
On Amazon, but
sure.
What are they going to do with the baby? It's not like they're
going to sell the baby wipes as baby wipes.
They probably don't even sell those.
They're going to get it back, and they're going to look at it and then go like, "What's going on here?" And then they're going to have to go look up on the computer.
They don't understand the situation.
Did you get your money back yet?
I haven't returned them yet. They gave me a chore.
Jesus.
Right? I've got a chore out of this.
They make it easy though with the.
It's easy, but I still have to
go to Kohl's.
I know it's not a Kohl's return. I have to go to a UPS drop-off location.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kohl's doesn't take the baby wipe scam stuff back, apparently.
Gotcha.
But all the smart switches are in. Everything's.
You know what's great about that scam
working.
Is that it's like how they put that together, right? They have to find a product where they can manipulate the box to make it look like it's never been opened.
And then they got to Indiana Jones that shit to get the weight right.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And it has to all work out financially, put it together. And there's only certain products. And then when that one gets discovered, they're going to have to move on to some other thing. Like you feel like these people are probably like pretty clever. Imagine if they just had like a regular job. They could probably do okay.
Since it was a return, they probably have that UPC in the system and know who returned it the first time.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think they serial track these things. So
you think it's just a return? It's not like that. It's not like some seller on there. This
was sold directly from Amazon. This wasn't like a third-party seller.
So it could be from like a distributor even.
Shipped. Yeah. They're not going to, they're not going to be able to figure it out. Right. All I know is,
oh man,
I'm going to get $350 back by returning 2 packages of baby wipes to them.
I would do it.
I would have called and asked to speak to a different human being.
I would just return the baby wipes.
Yeah.
And the next time I'm in the area.
I'd already spent enough time on it, right? Yeah. Like the next time I'm in a UPS area.
Exactly. You can even keep them in your car. It's not like a dresser.
Yeah. So, yeah. But now, all the smart switches, fully smart switches.
They're great. I love those things. I use those in my bedroom. It's really nice. We don't have to get up.
They're nice.
The nice thing about them is they work with Siri and Alexa, and they have their own app too. So it really, and probably everything else if they work with those two things.
I should probably put those in my bedroom.
Yes, it's nice. If you ever fight with your wife about getting out of bed to turn off the lights.
Well, especially with the dogs.
Because
it's like whoever gets up is going to lose their spot to the dog, and then they have to go through the motion again of moving the dog and like
God.
get out of my spot, and then it's like a whole thing. So yeah.
We had a dog stay with us this weekend, and
Really?
Why?
one of Mrs. Cheapy's friends came over and stayed
With
stayed
a dog?
with us with a big Lassie
That's
dog.
very nice of you.
Named Lassie.
That's very nice of you.
Why?
I wouldn't allow
hair?
I don't know if I'd allow a strange dog in my house.
They've been here before.
Okay.
They're big, much bigger now, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a real animal. It's a Lassie, named
Mhm.
Lassie, but it's a boy.
A collie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Mhm.
technically, yes. I'm still cleaning up the hair, but it's not that bad.
Okay. Friendly. Collies are generally friendly dogs, so you're
Yes,
probably-
very like starved for attention. Like if you're doing something else, the thing was fucking miserable. It was kind of annoying.
Mm.
A little bit, but it was fine.
I understand. I have dogs.
Didn't shit or piss anywhere that it wasn't supposed to. So home run.
That's really all you can ask for.
Good
Some-
job, dog.
Drool though, there was drool.
Yeah.
I pointed a bunch at drool for people to clean up. That wasn't going to be me. I made Ty do it. I was like, "You like that dog? You clean it up. You think he's cute."
Mhm.
What else?
I
Oh,
think
I-
yes.
Are you guys familiar with Think Sheets?
Nope.
Yeah, those are the smart paper towels, right?
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
no.
enabled.
Wi-Fi enabled paper towels. Yes.
Are they bed sheets?
No. So these are papers that come home with your child if they've done something at school that they should not have done.
Oh,
No, we don't get those.
Oh, okay. I didn't get any of them with my first child either. But
Okay. So it's like a new thing.
maybe.
So what did your son
'Cause my
do?
first child never got in trouble. Was
Right.
the so like he's gotten several of them throughout the year. Like early ones were I mean he's in kindergarten, so the early ones are like, hey, he's like grabbing other people or like not keeping his hands to himself. It's like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
Normal kindergarten stuff.
5 years old and wants to wrestle, like
Right.
normal stuff. Then we progress to the your son threw a shoe on top of the school roof. Like that was a that was
His
the one
shoe?
that happened. No, not his shoe. Of course,
Oh.
not his shoe.
Someone
It
else's
was-
shoe.
It was, I don't know, one of his friends took his shoe off at
Right.
recess and they were throwing it around.
Yep. Oops.
And then Dash just went like,
I can
don't know,
do
I
it.
guess I'm checking this on the roof.
Right.
I don't know. Which has happened now. Since that's happened, other kids have gotten think sheets about that same phenomena of
Mhm.
throwing shoes on the roof. I think they just need to make the roof higher. I think that's the
I was
solution.
gonna say.
This one though, the one that came home this week. So Monday he came home like super proud because they're learning like their 3D shapes, right? So he's got like, I don't know, 6 or 8 shapes, and he's like so proud. Like he made them all out of Play-Doh that day. It's like, yeah, I can make a cube and a cone and a sphere, and going through his whole list of whatever they were learning. So like super pumped.
Mhm.
So go back the next day, and Dash was very much the like, I'm going to be excited about it once, but then I'm ready to move on to the next thing. And so apparently they were doing it for day 2, right?
Uh-oh.
Like
Shapes again.
shapes again.
Didn't we cover all the shapes in day one? I
covered
mean,
all
how many
we covered
shapes
all
could there
the-
be?
I am familiar with the sphere, Mrs. So and So.
Right. But what if you put 2 spheres together
Uh huh.
With a cylinder?
with a popsicle stick?
Yeah, that's
Ah.
good. Think about that.
Yeah, think about that. And so he thought about that,
Yeah.
and then he thought, this is pretty funny. I'm going to show it to everybody in the class.
Yeah, that's good.
So
He's
we got
advanced. I
the-
feel like.
Yeah, we got the think sheet about the Play-Doh penis from the kindergarten teacher.
I mean, it's funny.
Yeah,
It is
that one's getting kept.
Well, you can't do much about that.
No. I could start laughing about it,
Right. Right.
but
I miss
I don't-
drama like that.
yeah.
I would happily trade with you.
Move on to other shapes. This
Yeah.
makes suggestion
Right.
on
Stick
that.
with the safe shapes like rectangles. Rectangles, duodecagons, like it's no problems there. Wow, we've been so busy over this break. We have so many stories to share.
I know, yeah.
And more to come, probably.
Maybe.
Maybe. You're not really going to read the show feedback, are you?
I don't know. Do you not want me to read any of it?
I mean, it's all just people kissing your ass for like 5 paragraphs.
I know.
It's 4
Isn't it
different
awesome?
ones. Well, like, why would you do that?
Because that's basically all there was.
I doubt it.
You were you went in. I saw you commented.
Yeah, what are you even doing in there? CAGcast
What?
stance on this issue. What CAGcast stance? It's your stance. You can't say things like CAGcast stance.
I think we had a pretty clear stance that we
No,
agreed on.
we had nothing. You have everything. and it's changing, which is fine, but like you can't say CAGcast stance. Please don't do that.
The general stance was that trans rights are
General
human
stance
rights.
is fine. But CAGcast stance, bad.
That is the CAGcast stance. The CAGcast stance is that trans rights are human rights.
Sure. Fine.
See?
But
That's
you don't need
all
to
I
use those.
said.
We don't need to even say the words CAGcast stance. I think
The
we can agree
CAGcast
that
stance.
nothing good can come out of us using the phrase CAGcast stance.
Even though we
Unless
did disagree on it.
we're talking about like some sporting position that we're in and trying to educate people in the right pose.
The CAGcast stance in ping pong is what?
Correct. I don't know. You get tired. You're in the proper position for 2 points, and then you get tired out on the 3rd point. You stand up.
That would be the CAGcast stance. That's fair.
Yeah.
No, we just agreed on it, so I feel vindicated.
I read that and I was like, what is he doing, CAGcast stance? No, stop.
It was exactly what I just said.
Okay, fine. Then we agree.
I know we agree. That's why I said it.
Okay, good.
I wouldn't say that if I didn't think we'd agree on it, and we agreed on it.
Good.
We're gonna
Yes.
buy the lawyers first next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Mrs. Cheapy.
Are we going to call this episode the CAGcast stance?
No, never.
No, never.
Maybe if you remind me later. Or
Exactly.
we write it down somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So we agree we don't have to read these things.
No. If anything, should I read the last one because it's a sentence?
I don't know if you want to.
Okay, fine. No, never
No,
mind. No,
I don't
I'm
know.
not
It's
reading
all-
any. I
yeah.
don't want to hurt your feelings.
It's not going to hurt my feelings, but like,
Whatever.
I don't know.
This is what I'll say.
Yeah.
After the last show, people were much nicer to me than the show before it.
Well, you changed your stance on it.
Well, I did.
It's cyclical.
I changed my stance because as a human being, I felt
Do you feel, let me ask you, I shouldn't say I feel. Do you feel, and I don't know like the extent of everything, because to be honest, 100% honest, as soon as Twitter banned that TweetDeck app, which I use, not TweetDeck, Tweetbot app, I'm just really not on Twitter. Like I'll post stuff like direct from like photos and stuff, but I'm really barely on Twitter now. So I felt like I heard that you were like yelling at people on Twitter in the beginning when the game, like before the game came out or around the time that the game came out. So my question is that true? That you were like confrontational. We can say that.
I don't think I was as confrontational as people think I was. I think people read things the way they want to read them.
Is that true? Is that accurate? Or, I mean, do you feel like when you were writing the things out, were you getting angry? Like when you were writing them, did you feel like
there was
that
definitely
rage in your hands?
There were definitely some angry tweets.
Yes.
But I don't think there were as many angry tweets as some people think there were.
Okay.
I think there's this false interpretation that there were like 15 angry tweets.
How many were there?
What's the right number of angry tweets?
Oh, I'm going to put the over under at 4. Five. The over under is 5, I feel.
I
that accurate?
counted the tweets I tweeted about the game after the first time we talked about it because Shipwreck brought it up.
There's analytics.
And it was 2 tweets.
No, that can't be true.
Yeah, I think it was just 2.
I mean, anyway, so forget, it doesn't matter. We don't need to talk about that. But do you think like maybe you should apologize to some people that you yelled at? If you did yell at them, like, do you feel like you handled it well, the situation?
I did apologize to that one person.
Yeah, we already
I blocked
apologized.
one person
Okay.
because I specifically said, if you bought the game, I don't want to hear that you bought the game.
Right.
Don't at me in your tweet saying that
Right.
you bought the game. And then as soon as I tweeted that, the guy tweeted
Well, of
at
course
me
he's going
saying he
to.
bought the game.
Probably
So I
yeah.
blocked him
Sure.
because I said I was going to do it.
Sure.
It's like it's not like I didn't.
Right.
All right, let's talk about let's.
Well,
talk
we're
about
going to
something
talk
that's
about
not
the game later.
emotional.
I'm level
Yeah.
17 in the game, so we're going to talk about
Get away
Hogwarts
from
Legacy
emotional
later.
harm and get into physical harm here.
But yeah,
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man Wombat.
Did we lose Wombat?
No,
no, I was just
getting
looking.
his...
You
he's
had
reading
me
the
on
chat.
how many tweets I tweeted about
Oh
the
my
stupid
goodness, we're
game.
still doing this.
Oh, wait.
Ant-Man.
Okay, we're moving on to Ant-Man. And yeah, it was like 2. So whatever.
People email me things like they like, I don't know. When they all the receipts wind up getting emailed to me somehow. Like I'm
Well, you
like
don't
the
send them to
arbiter.
me, so
Well, I mean,
know.
what's the point? Like, there's no
Because they're
point.
talking about me. They have a problem with me. Pass them my way.
Well, I don't know. You know, whenever I get any long email, I'm always skeptical about any
I'm
long
pretty
email.
sure that all the people that had a problem with me
Yes.
have a problem with the position and not so much the game or anything I tweeted.
I think there's some really hardcore Harry Potter fans, is what I think there is. Who
Those people are sad.
it would be? Well, I mean, would you say like Star Trek people are sad? Well, with an answer to that.
Yes.
But I mean, is it
Yes.
any different, really? Like, you can be like an
Yes.
adult and have like be a fan of
Sure,
something like
but
that.
but if someone that you don't know says something about it that's contrary to your beliefs to the point where you feel personally offended and have to send a letter about it, you have
Well,
a fucking problem.
I feel like if somebody said that liking Fortnite was bad somehow, like,
I hear that every goddamn day.
and what happens?
I move on with my life and I communicate with the people that feel differently than me.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Shipwreck's moving on. He's reading he's checking the clock.